And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Lads, I don't know what film you were watching, but it wasn't the same film I saw.
I'm all the man you need, Mark.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked and appalled.
So I'll bring it up, Ted.
It wasn't a very good movie. I laughed at it more than I laughed at The Possession.
Good evening and welcome to Is It Bicycle, Season 7, Episode 13, the original and bestest ever TV and movie podcast from Ireland. My name is Stephen Wrigley and I'll be your host for this evening. Beside me is a man who for over 20 years thought Bon Jovi gave love a band-aid. It's Mike McDonough. Joining us this week, live from Vegas, we have a man who says he bets the guy standing next to him at the urinal yesterday really regretted wearing flip-flops. It's Sean, I love cans, Leonard. This week, we hope to discuss some movies in the form of Honeymoon and Sin City, A Dame to Kill For, and some TV in the shape of Z-Nation, or Z-Nation, and Utopia. Of course, we'll have the usuals, the news with Steve, and some trailers in Coming to a Bicycle near you. So, what have we watched this week?
I saw Formula E.
Oh yeah. Tell us.
How pathetic was that?
Really?
I'm going really
So this is
fast
the
now.
new electric series.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
In cars that look like Formula 1 cars.
Yeah. So it's a bit like if you got an electric razor on steroids and put some wheels on it.
So this is the sound you didn't like.
Yeah.
This has come from a man who watches most stuff on mute. Now, I have to agree with you, it was kind of irritating and, yeah, it was kind of, I don't know, not enjoyable for the first 10 laps, I'd say, and then I thought it got pretty good. Some good racing in it. Identical
Well,
cars.
it got pretty good when the batteries ran out and they had to switch cars.
Yeah, that's part of it, yeah, the pit stop, yeah. But, no, the racing got good. There's some really good ex-Formula 1 drivers in there. And, it went down to the wire. Pretty, exciting ending.
Yep.
Not in Nick Heidfeld's favour. As, he was booted off the track and into a barrier on the last corner of the last lap.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah. He was very lucky not to be killed in that, actually.
Yeah.
And the perpetrator just happened to be Alain Prost's son. If you don't know who Alain Prost is, watch the Senna movie. Yeah.
Yeah. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No, exactly. What you see this week, Sean?
Well, I've been closely following the Scotland referendum, which our viewers will already know the outcome of by the time this airs. But Mike, I have to point you towards a TV show called Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Okay.
It does what the Daily Show does and what like the Colbert Report do, but they give it a week because I think maybe we should think about issues for a bit. We're talking about them.
Okay.
So they always have these like very long 11, 12-minute segments on like, horrifying things happening at various places that maybe the American media isn't covering.
Right.
And sometimes fun stuff too. So John Oliver does a great 12-minute segment on Scotland, just like looking at why they might want to break away and why that would be an okay thing. Here's a few did you knows for you.
Go on.
Did you know that there was a verse of God Save the Queen that just was about killing Scottish people?
Oh, yes. That's,
Really?
That plays, now the lyrics are different, but that song still plays every time a Scottish person wins a gold medal at the Olympics.
Yeah. I think they rarely sing that verse, to be fair.
Yeah. But no, it was just loads of little goals like that, and it's very well researched, so you can find out about it. You know, like, this is real shit. Like, the British made a law against wearing kilts as everyday wear, just because the Scottish people really liked wearing kilts.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I believe at one stage they had a law as well where anybody called McGregor was to be killed on sight.
Serious?
Yeah. Yeah, the McGregors caused a bit of a problem to the powers that be back in the day.
Right.
So they just said, yeah, let's just exterminate every last one of them.
Is that because the Star Wars prequels were like really, really bad, or?
You could grant them the gift of incredible foresight. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm very excited about what's going to happen.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah. I saw. Will it be televised? Just to relate it back to.
Oh yeah. Sky News are doing 24-hour
Same 24 minutes.
Yeah,
24
every
minutes
15 minutes, yeah.
7 days a week, yeah.
In fairness to Sky, they love a good election. Like they'll
Yeah,
have it
yeah,
all
yeah.
broken down into
Something like
constituencies and stats
Yeah.
and big visuals. It'd be
Big
great.
headlines in red.
Yeah.
I saw The Signal
Oh yeah.
this week. Yeah, which stars Lawrence Fishburne,
Mm-hmm.
Samuel L. Fishburne, Brenton Thwaites, and Olivia Cook.
Mm-hmm.
And this is about a group of kids on a road trip, and the lads are like, I think they're MIT students or something.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, they like their computers,
Mm.
and they find out there's a dude hacking them called Nomad. Yeah, so he happens to be not far off the beaten track on the way to wherever they're going, California, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So they decide to go visit him.
Right.
And so they track the IP address back to this place in the desert, and strange things happen, and they end up in they wake up in a white-roomed research lab, it seems, and they're being questioned and held against their will. And it sort of goes from there.
All right.
It wasn't the movie I thought it was going to be, because I didn't read anything about it beforehand. And it turned out to be not too bad. It actually did quite well at Sundance, I believe. It's a low-budget sci-fi. But if you like low-budget sci-fi, it's excellent.
Is it another computers are scary movie?
No.
Okay.
Computers play very little part in it, actually, apart from the whole, what do you call it? I was going to say premise, but
The inciting incident.
yeah, it's sort of the bit that gets them to the place.
Okay.
Yeah.
The inciting incident is what people call that.
Maybe in your fancy pants arts college.
So, anyway, yeah, so it's worth a watch. I would give it a strong 7.
No. Okay.
Yeah. Great ending, by the way. So, shall we kick off? We'll go to the news with me. So, there's a new Irish film called The Guarantee, coming out on October 30th. This film is based on Colin Murphy's stage play, Guaranteed, which recreates the drama surrounding, the decision to guarantee the banks by the government here in Ireland. And it was made by a few dudes in the middle of the night, and it turned out to be the biggest mistake ever. Well, not only biggest, but the most expensive bank guarantee. It's going to cost us 60 billion euros. 60 billion, right? So, whole lot of money. So anyway, it's about that. It's about it sort of starts, I think it's 4 years before the fact, and builds up through the drama, through how the boom booms,
Right.
and to the fall of the boom, I guess.
Okay.
Post, guarantee, I guess.
Right.
So anyway, yeah, that's coming out soon.
Did they kind of jizz it up a bit by putting in Steven Seagal or something to clean up the all?
No, they don't, no.
Jizz it up a bit. The fuck is jizzing it up? Do you mean jazz it up? Watch your vowels, man.
I think, Mike meant jizz.
Yeah. I was just wondering if you'd noticed.
So you've heard about this movie, Innocence of Muslims?
No.
This is the one that caused all of those riots in places and coincided with an attack on the U.S. diplomatic facilities in Benghazi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 4 Americans were killed, and I believe including the U.S. ambassador to Libya.
Mm-hmm.
There's a thing been filed, right, in the U.S. courts by Gaylord Flynn. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
And he's saying that he's received death threats and fears for his life. And Google hasn't removed access from their search to this movie.
Okay.
Right? There was a court case back in February with one of the other actors from the movie, Cindy Lee Garcia, and the U.S. appeals court ruled that it should be taken off. But Google haven't done it yet. So, Gaylord.
And we watched that a few months ago.
No, we didn't. This sort of portrays Muhammad as a fool and sexual deviant.
I did see that. Maybe it was
You saw it?
independent viewing, yeah. Yeah. It was an awful,
Did
bloody
you
awful
watch it on
movie.
YouTube?
It was online somewhere.
Oh, I see. So this is exactly what he's giving out of it.
Yeah.
Because both of them are
Uh-huh.
living under threat of death.
Yeah. I remember a lot of people being upset about it, but I didn't. Apart from the religious side, it was just such a bloody awful movie. It was quite upsetting.
Yeah, I mean, there was riots, but there was unrest, let's say, in Egypt and Libya and other countries about in 2012.
All right.
But yeah, so you can still search Google, find it through torrent sites. You know those sites that are selectively banned in Ireland?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's such a joke, really. It's like one of those laws that's
Stop
rarely
it.
enforced.
Stop it.
No.
Stop it.
It's one of those laws rarely enforced, you know. And
Like drink driving.
and corruption in politics, and burglaries, and shooting your missus through the jack's door in the middle of the night.
Holy hell. I don't know where this podcast is anymore.
It's maybe the police never think it's as funny as we do. But anyway. Okay, so that's that. And Jack Houston, for Richard in Boardwalk Empire, has been cast to play Ben-Hur, the Virgin, coming out, which already has Morgan Freeman on board, I believe. So that sounds good to me.
All right.
Yeah, should be interesting. So that's it from the news. Yes.
Actually, on a newsy kind of thing, did you hear about Liam Neeson talking about working on a new script with Bono?
No.
Yeah, apparently they've been working on a script for the last 6 years. When I read it, all I could think of was Stewie taking the piss out of Brian. You know, how's that novel coming on?
Next up is Z-Nation. Yeah. Z-Nation. So this is a zombie apocalypse, viral infection, last people left on Earth searching for a cure series.
How did they come up with the idea?
I don't know.
It's
I don't know
just
where
brilliant
they
in
came
its
up with it.
conception.
Yeah, yeah.
Revolutionary.
Yeah.
Absolutely revolutionary. I have never, and the name, Z-Nation, like, is that French? Is that what they're going for? I don't know.
So there's a dude who has a cure, and it's in him, and they can't take stuff out of him, but if they get him from one place to somewhere really far away, through lots of zombies.
It's from New York to California.
Yeah.
But if there was only one guy that had the cure, wouldn't there be constant tension if he was to be in danger of dying? And then humanity would...
But what if he was a bit of an asshole? That wouldn't help.
Oh, yeah, it'd be hard to root for him then, wouldn't it?
And what if there was military people, but structures have fallen apart, so people are just clinging to the remnants of their former lives and social structures? What about if that was true?
You mean like, it's just doing the job?
I know. And what if you threw in a moral dilemma or two? You know?
Whoa.
But do you have these dilemmas anymore? That's the question I think this is going to solve for us.
So I guess our listeners may have realized at this point that what we're saying is, if you've seen zombie stuff, you know exactly where you are with Z-Nation. And they're aware of it. Like, SyFy is completely aware of the fact that they're operating off of tropes and just trying to have fun with them is the way that I felt. They were like, right, I think this would be good. Let's throw in 6 tropes in this episode immediately. Like, this fucking, boom, 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 great. Put them in a car next. We need to have a chase of some kind, whatever. And I weirdly found myself appreciating that. Like, if they do anything right, they know how to go ticking clock and put it in a scene every few scenes.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, hey, you have to leave. If you don't, everyone's gonna die. Okay, 5 minutes. Yeah, let's see what happens. And I don't know, it's pretty gory. It's gory enough for me. Mike, did you think it was gory enough?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
It was pulling it off,
in that regard. Yeah.
I really appreciated that they had, like, it's like these guys have been talking about what zombie shit for ages, and they've written all those ideas down. Yeah. When you get to see the guys selling weapons to each other, that's just class. That's just like, oh, so these guys are just fucking traveling shanty salesmen. Great. Like, great.
What about the episode narrator? You know this guy?
DJ Qualls.
He's the last guy left, and he was left behind in the Arctic or something. But he's the only one that's able to communicate between all the pockets left. So he's the director, but he thinks he's Robin Williams in Good Morning Vietnam as well. But he's not quite as good.
The actor's name is literally DJ as well.
Yeah,
So that's pretty fun.
Seen him in a few things, all right, too.
I was actually so gripped by it, I didn't even notice there was a narrator.
I mean, I've liked that guy for ages because he just, no matter how much older he gets, he looks the exact
He
fucking
does,
same.
doesn't he? Yeah. He always has that awkward teenager look about him. Yeah. But it's great, you know, I can just expect him at the end of every episode that I won't watch, just signing it off.
Yeah.
Signing it off with a little, like a good night, America, you know. Like midnight caller, wasn't it?
Yeah. Or
Or like
Play
Northern
Misty for Me.
Exposure when they had their DJ guy.
Play Misty for me. This one is for Fat Patty. So yeah, it's brutal. It's crap. Yeah, it's terrible. It's
I
terrible.
agree
It
that
is
it's
terrible.
brutal. I definitely agree that it's brutal.
Yeah.
There's one scene where a guy has a hammer and then he kills like 12 zombies in a row. That's class.
Yeah.
I was a little surprised at some of the choices they made in terms of character survival. You always expect to have a fairly high turnover of characters in this, but there was some very promising people, I thought, that didn't make it. And it made me a little bit sad. I was getting emotionally involved with
Yeah, there's
some of
someone
these
did a bit of an El Sean Bean on it, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I thought it was a good call.
Mhm.
I thought it was a good call. There is a moment though that I thought was fluffed, but it's almost not even fluffed. It was just could have been better. And it's harkening at the kind of questions that they're going to start asking like super quickly. The shit that The Walking Dead does really subtly. They don't. Shocker. So there's like a moment when people discuss like, alright, well, like who's the leader in terms of we need to come up with X, Y, and Z or whatever. Who's the leader? That could have been a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
No, not. It was more like just kind of answered. And we were like, fuck it. You're telling the audience something, so fine. Tell the audience something.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of appreciate how blunt it is.
Yes, it does have that quality. Yeah, I mean, it really comes under the so bad it's good kind of category, doesn't it? You know?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
It does do that.
Yeah. I mean, they know everybody watching it is probably going to have watched at least 35 other zombie shows over the course of their lifespan, and they know what they want to see, and they're going to give it to them. They might not give it to them very well, but they will get it.
That's a fair point. Not a very sharp point, but it's a fair point. Yeah.
Here's, I was told this yesterday, right, by my fiction professor and novelist and yada, 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 right? If you're gonna work within a genre, then there's three ways that you can go. You can satisfy the conventions of the genre and do them well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can realize that there are expectations for the conventions of the genre and you can subvert them.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can genuinely try and do something that isn't even a part of that genre while using the trappings, like X, Y, and Z, bits from various places.
Yeah.
And I think this one is trying to do the first one, which means any attempt for it to subvert what we're doing, because we don't expect them to do it. Any attempt they do is weirdly effective. Because we're like, no, we're not going to get anything new out of this. And, oh, well, I didn't expect that decision. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Steve, did it hurt that bad?
You know, actually, you know what? It wasn't that bad to watch. Yeah. But it isn't good.
Yeah. But then again, I was thinking about it. I was flicking around the channels afterwards, and I did not see any other zombie shows.
So you didn't flick onto The Walking Dead?
Well, that's
which
not
is
running
back.
at the minute.
It is back.
Not my channel.
Oh.
At that time.
October,
is it?
I believe so.
No, I thought it was back already. I don't watch it. But I just happen to see it.
Yeah.
Buzz.
Mind you, with the degeneration of The Walking Dead into a shambles of a show, I think I'd actually prefer this.
Really?
What was the last episode of The Walking Dead you watched, Mike?
It really started to die for me in the Governor series.
Oh wow, season 3.
Yeah. Season 2 shocked and appalled me. That jolted my confidence, and season 3 with the Governor, really, that was the end for me. I did watch a couple of episodes of season 4, but I didn't see anything that'd bring me back to it.
some of the most effed up moments in television were in The Walking Dead season 4 this year, like actual cruelty to like real people as opposed to CGI creations as one may find in Z-Nation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would hesitate to ever compare the two beyond being the same genre.
Yeah.
Because The Walking Dead is very good and this show is fine.
Right.
There is a difference though in the speed of the zombies.
What this one is
faster
working
than this
off
one.
is the more recently these zombies were turned, the faster they are.
Oh, is that what it is?
I caught a line which I believe somebody said something about they've just been turned, so they'll be fast. I think somebody said that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Some of them are extremely fast.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of cool though that
Seems the smaller they are, the faster they are too.
yeah, and you can actually spontaneously generate teeth when you when you turn.
I noticed that. That's hilarious, isn't it?
I had a good laugh at that episode.
Yeah, brilliant. Sean, will you watch more of this?
I feel like it's the kind of thing where, I mean, yeah, I probably would and not mind at all. So if I have the time, yeah.
Yeah, a lazy Sunday afternoon kind of a...
Yeah, I mean, if Mike's going to watch it, I'll have to watch it so we can talk about it every episode of the podcast from here to there.
So you're going to give this thriller?
I'm going to give it a thriller. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike?
Yeah. In fairness, it has to be thriller.
Jeez. You serious?
Yeah.
You know, I really want to give this thriller, but I'm kind
It's great crap.
It's like the dirty little secret. I kind of want to see another one. I kind of do, but it's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Don't watch it if you haven't started, you know.
But it's a kind of a Sharknado terrible.
Oh, God. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You end up strangely enjoying it at the end, even though every synapse in your nervous system is telling you,
Yeah, don't.
this is
you
not
know,
good.
I might give the next episode maybe 15 minutes or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just to, you know what I mean? Just give it a chance.
Yes.
Give it 15 minutes. And then I'll know, but yeah, damn it, I'm gonna have to get this thriller.
And what if the guy with the cure is in danger again?
Yeah. Imagine. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so it's thriller so far. Moving on. Let's talk about the first of our movies, which was Honeymoon. Mike.
Honeymoon is Rose Leslie. Have I got that
Rose
right?
Leslie.
Yeah. You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Yeah.
And Harry Treadaway are a newly married couple who head from somewhere in the States over the border into Canada on their honeymoon. They go way out in the boonies to a little summer house. The plan is to spend some time together romantically and do what honeymooners do. When they get to the place, the new hubby notices that his new wifey isn't quite behaving as he had come to expect her to behave during the period of the relationship leading up to the marriage. And as the movie goes on, we find out that something strange is happening in the woods.
So what do you think of this one?
I thought it was complete and utter drivel.
Did you?
Yeah. I hated this movie with a passion.
Really?
Yeah. Did you like it, Steve?
I didn't think it was that bad, Mike. No, yeah, there were times where I thought, okay, get on with it. That they went on a bit too long between figuring stuff out and not, you know, imparting information.
Yeah.
It did have issues there, but it's presuming it was quite low budget. It was quite low budget. There's only one set, really, isn't
Yeah.
Two, maybe.
4 actors.
4 actors.
4 people just in the credits.
Yep. But I kind of enjoyed it, actually. I didn't think I was going to. I kind of read what it was kind of about before I watched it. But yeah, it turned out to be a better movie than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be a usual bump, scare, boo kind of a movie, and it didn't turn out that way at all.
No, didn't.
Maybe that's why what you were expecting and looking forward to.
Yeah, I missed that stuff.
Did you see this, Sean?
I did. So horror movies are always an attempt to tap into some deeper subconscious, unconscious sphere. with your classic cabin in the woods being a case of people, afraid of going off the beaten track, afraid of striking out into the wild, and being afraid of the people and the things that dwell there. And those are throughout. I mean, Alien is basically about, oh look, a penis object has just made me pregnant and now I'm going to die.
Yes.
It's a thing, And I think with Honeymoon, the thing they're tapping into that they do quite well, if perhaps not with good pacing, is maybe the scariest thing for a couple is worrying that when you get married, that your partner is going to change. That your life is going to be different to what you expected it to be and what you guys promised each other it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I thought that was well thought out and well done. I thought that there were some moments in the script that were, there was some nice foreshadowing in terms of the lines about, like fairly blunt lines, but ones that you could kind of go, oh, okay, well I'm logging that in the memory banks in case that's what actually does fucking happen. And I thought that there was tension, like palpable eeriness and tension. It could have hurried up a bit, but like isn't that the whole point? That's the most difficult thing to do. Horror movies. So I thought that the music helped with that and the setting worked well. And the performances were good. And I do think that they delivered with the ending. I thought the ending was super creepy. And visceral. And also what I thought was great was, at a certain point, and I think this was down to the performances, at a certain point it was like, okay, well, which one of them is actually behaving erratically now? Mm-hmm. So I thought that was a nice question to be able to ask yourself. And just wondering, when is this shit going to kick off? That was pretty interesting.
I did notice that, all right. I was wondering, which one is being a bit mad. Yeah, it did put the question in my head, all right.
Did you not think that the first 25 minutes or so was a bit overdone, kind of telling us how much these guys love each other? They just got married. They probably could have told us that in 5 minutes and then done something interesting with that period of time.
Well, you see, Mike, unlike you, I don't hate love. So I found that a little bit interesting. Also, I thought you'd be fine with the fact that they were naked literally every 4 minutes for the first 25.
He was, because he texted his that he was fine with it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I don't know. I thought that was very well thought out.
And he also mentioned the fact that she was a redhead.
Yet another attractive redhead.
Yes, yes, exactly. So, I was very surprised that you had problems with this movie.
It was just cheap ass and lazy.
Lazy?
Lazy. Like, basically the occurrence is so standard. They obviously didn't have any money for special effects or anything. So, let's just copy from, I won't say, cause I don't want to spoil it, but the very instant I saw that, I knew what this movie was about. And shortly after that, there's, excuse me, a fairly lame attempt to introduce some misdirection, is such and such a bad guy. And, of course, it's meaningless because, straight away from what's been happening, that this guy couldn't possibly be involved. So it's, this is just wasting my time.
Yeah, I didn't get that. Like the first, we'll say the first occurrence, I was like, oh, that's fucking weird. Don't know what that is. Yeah. And the second one, I was like, okay, this is different. All right then. So I didn't have that problem. Not to disagree with you directly, but,
Okay, have you never watched The Fourth Kind, no?
No. Is that an old movie? Is that from the 50s?
It's about 6 or 7 years ago, I'd say.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it either.
I don't know if I've even heard of it.
Shame on you. But it's more or less shamelessly lifted from that type of thing.
Oh.
So yeah, there was a complete lack of surprise at what was going on. And then, they start bringing in some more cheap ass found footage stuff, that just didn't work. And I thought, this is just crap. Like, they obviously had a bit of an idea, and they said, okay, we'll put it together, and we don't have any money to do it properly, so we'll just hope that nobody notices that we're just robbing Peter blind.
Oh, okay. So your problem is it wasn't innovative enough
Yeah, it was.
in its horror.
Yeah, there was nothing surprising at all.
Okay.
For me.
Okay.
Not even the viciousness towards the end.
No.
The specific act that we will not mention because I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
Well, that annoyed me even more, because it's using a patent untruth in order to get out of a plot hole. The long-standing knocking a person out for 4 hours so you can do what you want.
Oh, that wasn't the thing I was referring to.
Okay.
Mine was the previous actually super gross thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Again, we've seen that before, and done better. Probably 28 years ago at this stage.
I don't know. I was just a bit, I don't want to look at that. And yet I am. Oh, horror films, when will you cease?
Yeah.
So what do you think of the performances?
I thought the performances weren't bad.
Yeah.
It was just everything else around it.
Pretty convincing, actually. There's a couple of moments there where they're getting quite intense in their conversation, and I thought it was great. All of it seemed pretty natural.
Yeah. You didn't kind of wonder just how dumb you have to be. It's the whole get out thing.
Well, I would have left a long time ago, before there's any decision or thought in that way. I'd have been like, okay, I'm out of here. Yeah. This was all a big mistake.
We have encountered that before. Was that when we came up with we came up with a name for that, right? Like a test for horror movies, as in like, no, this makes no sense. You would leave. You would get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, you get the fuck out. With this movie, I actually forgave it that. Because it wasn't much later than I would have been definitely gone.
Yeah.
Than like attempts were made. And also, it would have played out, I think it would have played out the way it did no matter when they decided to try and go. So I kind of forgave it that.
Fair enough.
Right, yeah. I'd still would have been out the door.
Just like hoofing it. Walk back to America where things are civilized.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's like, I'd have the car keys and I'd be out the door. Yeah.
Shotgun in hand.
And if I couldn't find the car keys, I'd be jump starting it or how to wire it or whatever.
Oh, that was one thing I meant to mention actually. They give you, and in that opening 20 minutes, this was half of what I was looking at. They let you kind of see, because you know Cabin in the Woods, right? Yeah. So there's certain things that I'm about to start expecting.
Yeah.
You get to see what shit they have. Yeah. Like, I'm in the mindset of like, what's gonna come up later.
Yeah.
And they don't ever like point out stuff, but you're like, those are guns.
Yeah.
You see those fucking guns. You know what I mean? And you can, and I had that in my head throughout.
Yeah.
Like, okay, fucking lake. And then like they go out to the lake and they're like, there's nobody around. And I'm looking at every single boat that I can see.
Yeah.
Just looking for movement and like, oh. So I don't know. I mean, that's another thing that kept me interested.
There was even early on, there was a pan by the camera, and it was looking. I can't remember. I was looking at something that wasn't significant, but I was looking for something like a face in it or something like that. One of one of those memes.
Yeah.
You'll die when you see it or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I was sort of looking for that, some dude looking in the window or something. So
they probably just couldn't afford a face.
God damn you.
The other thing I noticed in this was the score, right? Because it hyped it up really early on with the score. Right. At moments in which I thought it didn't need hyping, and that were, it started off with, you'd hear a bit of na 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 na, this kind of music, and it started there. There's nothing happening that needs this music, Like I knew what genre it was before I started watching, So I am expecting something, but I didn't need this to help me along, It happened twice actually, and it might have been when some people, just having a chat.
Yeah.
And you're, what? Is there something going to jump out or something?
Yeah.
It doesn't happen. You're like, oh, okay, anticlimax. Okay.
Well, in the original script, something probably did jump out. We just had to cut it, you know. Yeah, we can't afford to film that.
Yeah. We just cut that scene.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this a 6. I'm going to just come out and say it. I'm going to give it a 6. I thought it was a little bit above average, and I enjoyed it.
For me, this wasn't even average. It was actually going into the realms of poor. So I'm going to give it a 3.
Shock horror, I think I'm going to agree with Steve and give this movie a solid 6. If you want to be scared or want to scare your significant other, go sit next to them and watch these events unfold.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to remember the last time you and Steve agreed on something.
Yeah. It's been a
We're
while.
opinionated guys, like we're opinionated guys, Mike.
Okay. So, second of our TV this week was, Utopia, not the Channel 4 one. It's Utopia on Fox.
Utopia is a reality TV series about
retaliatory series.
It's a reality TV series about a group of individuals from varying different backgrounds across America coming together and spending a year trying to create their own utopia, deciding on their own government, how they're going to get food, will they interact with the outside world, will they beat the shit out of each other every single episode, decisions like that. And this was the first episode, the pilot, where we were obviously introduced to the concept and the characters.
What a strange show. This is Big Brother. I mean, there is a live feed of this on Fox's website. But it's Big Brother for a year.
Yeah, it's an unusually long span, isn't it?
So bye-bye Big Brother, I'd imagine. For those who watch Big Brother, I'm sure they'll switch to this. But
is there a live feed, really?
Yeah, there is, yeah.
And are we, how far behind the live feed are we? Or is it literally every week they have an episode?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how that works.
So I always presumed they must have like months of it in the can. You guess. That's so fucking weird. If they're actually having an editing team put together this much shit from that many cameras.
I know. Yeah, yeah.
That's madness.
Yeah, there's a hell of a lot of cameras there too. The first thing that struck me was the weird oddball that's hosting this thing. I mean, where? I don't know. Is he hipster? Is he? What is he? Is he a throwback?
I think they found him in Madame Tussauds.
I don't know. What, it's yeah. Anyway, yeah. You kind of have to see him, don't you?
He's so precisely.
There's no. I don't know.
Bearded,
manufactured or there's no charisma there either. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
he's a bit creepy.
He is exactly. He is. Yeah. That's exactly it.
I like it though.
He's kind of like what you'd imagine somebody who was stalking Johnny Depp to look like.
Yeah. So anyway, we're introduced to the characters, and every single one of them is a bit of a lunatic as well. We have a lawyer from Midtown Manhattan. He just kind of strikes me as an ambulance chaser.
Such a bitch.
They have
there's a pastor.
There's the pastor, yeah, who wants to convert them all to Christianity.
There's a pastor, there's a hillbilly, there's a hunter, there's one love lady, there's one who's polyamorous, there's a homeless guy, there's a chef.
Yeah.
Fuck ton of people. Like, there's so many people. There's 15 people there.
Is there an ex-Marine in there, no? No, there isn't.
A few of them.
There's a few survivalists.
The chef used to be in the military.
Survivalists as well, yeah. And contractors, yeah. But all of them are a bit mad.
Yeah, they seem to have been chosen for their
when you think about it,
their antisocial qualities.
Well, when you think of it, they're after giving up their life and career for a year to go on reality TV. That's step one in the 10-step program to madness, I think. Craziness. Yeah. So, anyway, so it starts, and straight off, they're given a task. Now you've brought some stuff. There's a big box in the middle. You have to whittle down what you have in your own stuff and put in what you really, really need, and sort of give a reason for it. And people start doing this, and they start getting along, and then there's a screaming match, within 5 minutes, where someone says, no, I'm bringing all my stuff. He seems like he's going to be a bit of a character, that guy. Yeah. It's the inevitable. They really picked them to cause the conflict. And that's what it's going to be, a year of conflict. I don't know how many people are going to last it.
Well, at least 12 of them will be gone, because they said they vote out one a month.
They also said that they bring in new people every month, though.
One person a month, isn't it? Yeah.
They replenish, so it's always going to be that many, like,
15,
crazy.
But of the original
14?
number.
Oh, right, yeah.
Many will go.
Well, that's right, 12 will be gone.
Well, one of
No.
you people could theoretically be
That's
kicked
true,
out as well.
That's true, yeah.
Depends, yeah.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that, and I wish Mark was here because he's more experienced with reality TV than we are. I think here's the big things that people want to see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone should fight. Some people should start fucking. Then that relationship should implode.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's all that you really, like, I think reality TV, the big ones is like, right, someone has to have there has to be a big yelling match, there has to be like physical altercation, there's gotta be sex, like, it's gotta be like love story immediately.
I believe
They
that's
got
already
a lot of
happened.
that.
We've got
Yeah.
the first 2 already.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
the
Good
third
job
one
by them.
will be next week. So,
Actually, for me, I think the most interesting thing about this particular show is that there's no prize. In a lot of other reality shows, you know, if you're standing to win $1 million or whatever,
what?
there's no prize.
There's no price.
It just ends in a year.
So, hang on, what's their goal?
Just
To build a utopian society.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the goal. It's a social experiment. Like, it's not a competition, it's a social experiment.
But they failed on day 1.
Yeah.
But they have a year. Society is an ongoing, growing organism, right? They can do whatever they want. They just have to decide to.
They actually kicked someone off on day 1 for smuggling in
yeah.
a mobile phone.
Yeah, so the point about that is that it's not going to drive unnatural behaviors. You know, if there's $1 million on the line, people will be encouraged to lie, cheat, and steal when they, in their normal everyday life, wouldn't do it.
Oh, I see.
But here, there's no need to do that. So what you're seeing is what the people are actually like.
Oh, but there is. Or else they get voted out.
But it doesn't matter if they're voted out. They're not going to lose any money.
Life, like,
you know?
right?
Yeah.
So this is Stay Popular contest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of, but also people really want electricity and to shit in a toilet. Like, there's really specific things they don't have.
Yeah.
They were not told what they were walking into. They talk about that in the show. They were told there'd be like beds and plumbing and like they were not told, by the way, no electricity, not very much water. Also, you're basically already running out of food.
Yeah.
Like that's craziness, you know? And I don't know, that's a big ask. And here's the thing, right? Obviously these people were not chosen because of how well versed they were in literature, like Thomas More's Utopia, the book which discusses the fact that utopias cannot exist. Those are not things. So, I mean, it's weirdly high-minded for a reality TV show. Like, it's asking these people to go, is government worthwhile? And these are people, like, they've picked enough people that it almost feels like they've got a lot of people from different walks of life. And it's just going to be tough for anyone to go, maybe someone should be in charge. Is that a good idea or a bad idea? That's not how the conversations are going to go, because all they do is yell at each other.
Yeah.
Poor El Pastor is nearly out the door already, isn't he?
He'll find strength in the Lord. He'll carry the cross.
Wow.
I'm surprised I didn't hate him more.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm really surprised I didn't hate him way more. When he walks over to the, like, staunch, atheist, like, lady and starts talking about how all the girls get naked immediately and swimming in the pools, like, in his religion he can't do that. I was waiting to go, don't be a prick. Like, if you be a prick, I always think you're a prick. You'll be a prick to me for life. And then he just kind of is like, I don't want to, like, step on anybody's toes or judge anybody, but it's just, like, it's difficult for me and yada, yada, yada. And then I'm like, oh, wait, he's not as much of a header as I presumed he would be.
Yeah.
Did you not see him crying into his lap?
Yeah, I did see that. All of these people have emotional problems. Like, like they all have emotional problems. So at a certain point, it's not even that I've grown inured to it. I'm just like, yeah, well, I guess if you just left your entire family and everyone you know is terrible, and you have to spend a year with them, yeah, that's pretty shit. Like, there's so many people there. That guy who has the first big kickoff, the formerly homeless guy.
Yeah.
The way his emotions go up, like at the flick of a switch.
Yeah.
You know? There's a situation that has finally died down that he just goes, nope, I've decided I'm gonna make this a big thing again. Yeah. I think he's got literal problems. And like sometimes there are reasons that people are homeless that are like endemic to themselves, their like conditioning, their previous lives and yada, yada, yada. And I think a lot of people there who could do with a lot of talking to from professionals. And that's not an insult. Like, that's literally just a thing. Hopefully they get help with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, with all these flaky people in place, I wonder, do they have like a heavy duty security team, riot shields and stuff on standby? because a lot of them are very borderline.
Well, it did kick off, didn't it?
It did, and I think it could well get worse with people picking up rocks and bludgeoning their neighbours' heads in and stuff, you know.
Apparently, according to the next time on Utopia, at the end, it looks like they've got $5,000, and that's their money for the year, unless they make money.
Yeah.
It looks like someone's going to steal that, and then hide it somewhere and use it as a bargaining chip. Yeah. That's what Sawyer did on Lost, but with guns.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a little bit invested, and I did not expect that to happen.
Yeah.
So you're going to watch more then? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I really don't want to. I really don't want to be someone who watches reality TV, but I know I'll enjoy it. Like I know I will like this, but I don't want to watch it. I gotta say, this is Thriller. Like, it's a good reality TV show.
Mike?
Yeah, they're doing things a little bit differently. It's caught my interest. I'm going to watch some more of this. Thriller, I think.
No.
Is it because it's reality TV? Like, do you admit that it is good reality TV?
It's car crash TV. That's what it is.
Yeah. See, you don't watch Trey Springer or anything like that, do you?
No. No, it's car crash TV, and it's not what I would be inclined to be drawn towards. So, no, I'm not going to watch any more of this. It's filler for me. I know it's going to be on for a year. I'm going to hear about it. Invariably, I'll see clips of it, or maybe even you bastards will make me watch more of it. But
you can be sure Mark will be giving us updates every week. Like it.
But it's definitely a filler for me. Yeah.
You're just better than us, Steve.
No, just not
you're just better than us.
Yeah.
Enjoying scripted television that people have actually thought about and written down.
Or watch 15 emotional problem people. No, it's not entertainment. Okay, so next up we have a second of our movies, which is A Dame to Kill For, Sin City, A Dame to Kill For. This is co-directed by Robert Rodriguez and Frank Miller. It stars loads of people. Mickey Rourke, Jessica Alba, Rosario Dawson, Bruce Willis, Jamie King, Paris Booth, Josh Brolin, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Eva Green, Dennis Haysbert, others loads, Ray Liotta, Christopher Lloyd, Jamie Chung. There's loads and loads. Oh, did you spot Lady Gaga?
No, I missed Lady Gaga.
Yeah, she was in there too. Oh. Julia Garner and Juno Temple. Yeah, so Lady Gaga played lady at the diner.
Okay.
Do you remember that stage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't twig it as Lady Gaga though.
Yeah, that was Lady Gaga. Yeah. So this is probably it's a pulp movie. Pulpy as gets.
Yeah.
Pulpy as pulp gets. And it's probably comic booky noir as comic booky noir gets.
Yeah.
Very similar to the first movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed it.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Did you like the first movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, you see.
See where this is going.
I don't really, you can't take it seriously. Like, it's not a, it's not a serious
It's not
movie.
real,
You know what I mean? It's a comic book.
Yeah.
Visualized or animated. But, I just thought the performances were fantastic. Mickey Rourke was brilliant. Actually, they were all brilliant. But the one that stood out for me was, Powers Booth as the evil dude.
Oh, Rourke?
Yeah.
Okay.
The evil, the senator.
Yeah.
Senator
Rourke.
Senator Rourke, yeah. He was cool.
Yeah.
He was very evil, but it's pretty violent.
I fucking hated it. But then again, I fucking hated the first movie as well.
Did you?
And they were giving me more of what I'd come to hate from the first movie.
Oh yeah, which was?
It's just too stylized, I suppose is the word.
That's what I loved about it.
Yeah, I don't like stylized. Like in a stylized kind of thing, if you don't like the style that they're eyesing, you've got problems from the beginning. I do like film noir, but I like the actual film noir rather than the comicized version or interpretation of it.
Yeah.
So it just made me feel sad watching it all the time. And I found the story split up into, I think I counted 5 distinct kind of sections where they switch completely from character to character and scene to scene. And they're only mildly related. There's one little hook from each storyline that is patching you into the next one. Yeah. And I thought that was kind of flimsy.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Well,
it was like a new chapter.
It was like a new chapter, except there wasn't an overall driving narrative, like in something like Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, they weren't
a much
related.
bigger arc.
I see what you mean, yeah. Well, you see, the character that they concentrated on wasn't the link.
Okay.
If you know what I mean. It was usually the senator. Yeah. Was the link. Mm-hmm. So that's what I thought it was interesting. I thought he was like the main thread, but we were led to believe it was the other threads were the main thread. Yeah. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah. It just didn't work for me. Those threads weren't strong enough to carry my interest from one section to another. So I just found myself in each section getting more and more bored, and reminiscing about how much I missed the previous section because it wasn't as bad as this one.
Let's say chapter 2. The guy who can't lose. Yeah. That didn't appeal to you? I thought that one actually would have been right up your street.
No, it didn't work for me. Maybe if you'd been playing roulette.
Not in poker, okay,
yeah. Not a big poker fan.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Again, just the black and whiteness of it all. Yeah. I wasn't feeling the love.
Okay. Okay. It's funny, I kind of agree with you in one sense in that, as it went on, I was enjoying it a little bit less. Okay. But I enjoyed the start of it so much. Right. Okay. It didn't go that far downhill, but it was, at the end, like the last, say, third of it wasn't as good as the first 2/3, for sure. Okay. I thought Rosario Dawson was excellent. Like I said, Mickey Rourke, Bruce Willis only sort of gives a nod to.
He's a bit wasted in it, really.
Yeah. There's a few other people. I'm just trying to think. Oh yeah, the 2 cops in it. They were quite cool. Yeah.
Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
I thought she was a bit wasted as well.
Maybe a little, alright, yeah.
She does have her moment in the sunshine, but there's not an awful lot really made of it.
You know who's brilliant in this as well?
Go on.
Ava Green.
Yes. She actually suits black and white, doesn't she?
Yeah. In a kind of, what's her name, from 101 Dalmatians? Cruella de Vil.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Mickey Rourke, not working for me either.
Really?
Yeah, the big head was really distracting.
See, I thought that was kind of cool because he's meant to weigh, what did he say, 300 pounds?
Yeah.
Which I was like, no. But he's a massive dude.
See, I don't have the background from the comics, so I have no love for the character. So
yeah.
When he appears on screen, I'd go, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
I was just, okay, who's this fella?
Well, I don't have a lot more to say about it. Just really enjoyed it. It's comic booky and it's fun.
No, not my cup of tea at all. If you like comic books, give it a go.
What marking are you?
I'll give it a 4.
4, really?
Yeah. I mean, I thought the first one was crap, and this isn't as good as the first one.
This is a 7 for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So next up we have some previews from Coming to a Bicycle near you. So the first one is White Bird in a Blizzard.
What a strange name for a movie.
Yeah. Good thing it is.
Well, it's got Eva Green again. So I presume she's going to take her clothes off again. So for that reason alone, we'll probably go see it.
Yeah.
Other than that, the story didn't look too appealing.
Yeah, so Shailene Woodley's in this as well. She's doing quite a few films these days. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the mother goes missing. Shailene is the daughter.
Yeah.
And so the daughter and the father go looking for her, and there are hidden secrets and stuff.
They need to come to terms with it.
But then he's got skeletons in his closet.
Yeah.
And something else happens. We're not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can kind of take it or leave it based on the trailer.
Yeah. I think there'll be a lot of leaving.
Oh, really? What else? Oh, yeah. So, Serena.
It reminded me a little bit of Legends of the Fall.
All right.
Yeah, only a crap version of it.
Right. So this is set in Depression era North Carolina. Bradley Cooper, who is the husband, Jennifer Lawrence's husband, Serena's husband, has a large timber business, and it goes into trouble.
I was just looking at this saying, what have they done to Jennifer's hair?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not too enthusiastic with this one either. It's a bit.
Yeah.
So the last one we looked at was one called John Wick. You must like this one.
Well, yeah. Come on. They're giving you a gun. Tell them to go blow shit up.
Yeah.
It's
So
not to like.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
He plays a retired hitman of some sort.
Yeah. There's a strong implication that it used to be some kind of super commando ninja assassin dude.
Yeah. And some dude steals some stuff and kill his dog.
Yeah.
And he wants the stuff back and vengeance for his dog. And so he goes on a bit of a rampage.
Yep.
And
it was a cute dog.
It was a very cute dog. And the guys who stole the stuff were part of some mafia type gang place. And when they tell their bosses what they did, they're like, "You did what? Do you know who that is? That's John Wick." And then we see a montage of John Wick pulling out some guns.
Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of that. There'll be a lot of that, won't there?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you, this wasn't quite what I expected. In the first sort of 10 seconds of the trailer, I thought, "Oh crap, it's going to be a talking dog, isn't it? This is going to be a buddy movie with a talking dog." But no, this is going to be great.
That dog has a great career ahead of him anyway.
Yeah.
He's very cute. Made a big impression on me. So we watched this?
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, probably well. It looks better than the other two anyway this week, so yeah. I think that's it for this week, isn't it?
I believe so, Steve.
Yeah. So tweet us at Is It a Bicycle? Or give us a shout on podcast at isitabicycle.com. So from Mike, Steve, and Sean, who left us a little bit earlier, stay classy.